Hi guys, this is Anonymous with another Warcraft 3 audio commentary. This is on Game 5 of the NSL NeoStarLeague Finals between Sky and Infi. So far, we've seen two games of Human Mirror, which Infi won both of them with going air, and two games of Sky playing Human and demolishing Infi's something else, which involved Infi not playing very well as his off races. So, Sky will have to win the Human Mirror in this game. Sky in purple at the top left as usual, and Infi in the bottom right is teal. Have I mentioned that I don't like the purple yet? Yes, I have. And I also managed to cut my lip, which is annoying. So yeah, if I pause, it's probably because I'm trying to deal with the pain from that. Yeah. Anyway. Infi just about to get us his altar, both players. I'm kind of interested to see just how close their altars are in finishing. So actually, Sky's was about 2/3 of a second ahead of Infi's. So I've always wondered this: how close are the different pros in actually like completing their builds? And so Sky 2/3 of a second ahead with his altar. And so what this tells you, or what it tells me, is, you know, I always freak out when I misclick and place my altar too late or whatever, but it really doesn't matter. The pros are obviously getting some differences in their altar placement and time placement, and probably doesn't control the game. So, Infi's first footman is out now and sending it out to scout. Sky doing the same. Yeah. Ow. Okay. And Infi getting an Archmage. I guess we better check Sky's hero. Sky also getting an Archmage. So Sky back to his normal strategy of Archmage. Infi now sending out a bunch of militia. It looks like he's going to creep the Merc camp again. That was quite successful for him last time on this map. I think it got him an early advantage in the game. And this time, Sky doing the same thing again, interestingly. Sky just creeping his lab. And so, Circle of Nobility, not bad, not bad. Infi creeping the Merc camp. I think, again, this will probably get him an advantage, because it'll give him the easier level 3. And in addition, it's going to give him the access to the Mercs, which he is using right now, getting the Shadow Priest, getting the Scroll of the Beast, and it looks like he's going to put up a farm behind the Merc camp. So, Infi wants continuous access to the Mercs. Nope. Not going to put it up behind the Merc camp. Maybe going to put it in front. Okay. Sending his peasants back to his base now. And so, interestingly, it looks like Sky's going for level 3 immediately, creeping out the shop, and we'll see if this is successful for him. It should be. And Sky is always very good at creeping this camp, and I'm really in awe of this. I cannot creep this camp very effectively in my own games. I'm not a human player, but this camp is always very difficult for me. Sky losing actually one peasant, but that's not bad. And now Infi coming in for a little bit of harass, it looks like. Sky with an Arcane Tower up, but really not too much to defend against this. He's got his forces out of his base, and Infi's got this one Merc, and putting up the farm. Oh, that's... What's going on here? Infi calling a bunch of militia, now purchasing the Berserker from the mercenary camp and sending it out to the front. Sky with Boots of Speed now, so I guess he bought those at the shop. And, yeah, Infi's still with the Scroll of the Beast, and looks like Infi just going to try and take down this farm, maybe? I don't know. This harass is not really going to be very successful. I would have expected him to leave now or go in for the peasants, but he's not doing either. And now it looks like he did get a kill there, and just chasing things around. And another tower going up for Sky, so he looks a bit worried about this. Not sure what's going on. Sky sending his forces down. Sky sending his Archmage to Infi's base, so maybe we'll have a harass on both sides. Infi using a Scroll of the Beast, and taking down the farm. So actually, Infi can try and kill some peasants here. Meanwhile, Sky going for Infi's peasants, so we're gonna have we are gonna have a harass on both sides of the map. And this Sky's gonna have a significant advantage. He's got a lightning shield wand, so Sky's gonna be able to do some pretty serious damage to the peasants with that lightning shielded footman. And honestly, I don't know if Infi can't really keep up with that damage. He's also he's got the Merc on his side, but he's not really going to be able to keep up with the damage of that lightning shield. There's another charge of it left, and these militia are all low now. And let's see, no, that charge has been used up, but a lot of militia are dying to the lightning shield, and yes, now they're all backed into a corner. About 4 militia are going to go down to this. Lightning shield finally wears off, but Infi's militia are all very low, and he really is not going to be very successful here, losing a lot of peasants. And meanwhile, Sky still has quite a few alive, and I think Sky's going to come away with this, because Infi showing no sign of retreating. He maybe just not very aware of what's going on in his base, or, I mean, he must have been microing back there, so he must be aware that he's lost all his peasants. And yeah, actually, only 1 peasant alive, and it goes down now, so, yeah, 0 peasants left for Infi, and Infi GG's, knowing that he can't possibly win at this point. He's only got his Archmage to attack Sky with. And that is a very poor ending to this very good series up to this point. I am disappointed. Basically, that game was decided by the Wand of Lightning Shield, so, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's total luck, because, you know, actually, for some reason, the game not ending, because Sky, I mean, Sky just made a decision to creep the extra camp, and it really, really paid off for him with that Wand of Lightning Shield, and it definitely won him the game. Yeah, and I think it was poor decision making by Infi. Once he saw that, I mean, he should have seen the Wand of Lightning Shield and realized he wouldn't have won this kind of base trade game. And, in fact, he did not win, and, you know, this gives Sky the title. Infi comes in second, and the difference between these, I believe, is 3,000 euros. So, not an insignificant thing for Infi, unless the teams decide to share their money. I don't know how World Elite works, but I assume that, you know, that there were really $3,000 euros riding on the outcome of that game. So, well played by Sky. I mean, I have to say, I feel like Sky got outplayed in the human mirrors in this matchup quite significantly until this point. And I was a little surprised because Sky's the master of human mirror. But apparently, Infi is showing that he is very good, and he can beat Sky on his own game. Well, he may not be able to beat Sky at Breaker Wars, but he can avoid the Breaker Wars successfully. He did that twice in a row. Sky didn't expect it the first time, but he should have known about it the second time. And so some good wins by Infi. Good wins by Sky too against Infi's Undead, which was pretty decent. And Infi, I feel, kind of threw the game by picking Night Elf. It was not not good enough. But Sky had to fight hard in an exciting tower rush, and then in this final game, I'm talking about them out of order, but in the final game, of course, I don't know, this was just sort of a bizarre, flat, empty game. I was upset. I'm not happy about this. I wish this match had ended better, preferably with something epic, you know, but it ended up with something anti-epic. That happens sometimes. Anticlimactic, I think is the expression. Yeah. So, that was fun. I hope all you human buffs are satisfied at this point. This was done in response to a request, by the way, for some human games. I've got a couple more games. I've actually watched them. I think I'll only commentate on one of them because one of them was really bad. It's a good thing I watched it, or it would have been really bored out of your wits for about 20 minutes. Yeah, and it's another game with Sky, so, you know, if you want to see more human, it's Human versus Night Elf. Watch that game between Sky and Thu. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, so thanks for listening to this commentary. As always, please leave comments, send PMs for requests, whatever. Yeah, if you want to know about, yeah, I take requests. Like I said, this is done in response to a request for some human games, and I've got one request, well, 2 pending at the moment, but one is sort of delayed because I can't find a VOD of the game. So, you know, there is obviously going to be a waiting list. I can't pump commentaries out as fast as Deus Nil73, but, you know, if you make a request, I'll do my best to fulfill it. I'll try and fulfill multiple at once if there is a backlog. So, yeah, you know, I like doing requests. It gives me something to do rather than just trying to find a game. It's really hard to find a game that I find, you know, interesting and that I want to know the outcome of, and not just try and watch it before I commentate on it. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. I appreciate it, and this is Anonymous signing off.